Hey, what's up guys, it's me again and welcome back to my channel Mayta What Ifs. Today I am back with a new story. The name of the story is What If Naruto Was Lazy as a Sloth? And yeah guys, it is an unscripted story and my own idea. Since I made a funny story, kind of funny story on Apollo Uchiha, I decided, since it's a funny theme today, why not make something along the lines of that here as well? So I hope you guys enjoy this one, and if you do, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel and follow me on my other channel as well. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Our story begins 6 years after the QB attack in Konoha Gakure no Sato. It was a lazy afternoon there, as the civilians were being lazy and the shinobis were also feeling sluggish in the afternoon heat. Iruzen Sarutobi was also sitting inside his office as the acting Hokage, resting in his chair, rocking it back and forth while the paperwork piled up in front of him. He looked towards the time and realized it was afternoon lunch break almost, so he got up and relaxed for a moment, stretching his legs, looking from the window behind towards the village. And as he did, his gaze went from the village towards the Hokage monument, on which the statue faces of each and every Kage was carved in to the mountain. His gaze went from Hashirama all the way towards his own and then towards his successor who passed away 6 years ago, the hero that saved them all, Minato Namikaze. And then, thinking for a moment, Hiruzen decided, it's been a while since I visited the boy. Maybe I should check up on him. He rarely ever takes care of himself. I don't know who he takes after because Minato and Kushina both were quite hyperactive and vigilant. And so, Hiruzen, with those words being said, began to make his way towards the apartment through the streets of Konoha where people greeted him and on. As he arrived there, he found a sight that shocked him. Using an empty sack of potatoes, Naruto was resting near the door side, outside his own apartment. Naruto? What are you doing here with a sack of potatoes? Oh, hey Gigi. I was just resting, as Naruto yawned, stretching himself. Outside? I kind of left the key inside again. Again? This is the third time, Naruto, in a few months. Hey, it's not my problem. I kind of left it inside. It's kind of a hassle to remember even such things, you know. Seriously. I was here to invite you to lunch, but it seems you have a problem of your own. Where? Ramen? I'm ready, said Naruto, feeling a bit enthusiastic. Well, when it comes to ramen, you're enthusiastic, and aside from that, you're just dull. Why is that, Naruto? It's too much of a hassle, Gigi. I mean, think about it. It's before your break time, right? And you were here because you knew that it was boring. The day is kind of extra boring because of the heat and all that. Oh well, let's get going. I'll contact a locksmith on the way. And so, through his zanbus, which were his shadows, a locksmith was contacted to, well, make the problem disappear while Naruto and Hiruzen enjoyed the food. Naruto, as Hiruzen watched while he was almost finishing his food, Naruto was barely halfway through and had a look of bliss on his face. You sure take your time, Naruto. Well, the boy does enjoy the food, saying that it's the food of gods and enjoy it by eating it slowly. Yeah, that's the only way to eat. Enjoy. No rushing at all. And after eating 2 bowls, which took him at least an hour, almost ending Hiruzen's break, the Anbus came. Hokage-sama, the locksmith has changed the locks and there are the keys. I'll be keeping the 2 spare keys, Naruto. Just in case. And one always remains with me. Okay. And 1 key was given to Naruto, and Naruto bid farewell to Hiruzen and returned back to his apartment. You know, Hokage-sama, that boy is too lazy for his own good. Sometimes. Not only that, he is an airhead as well, Teneichi. I wonder which parent he takes after. Same here. But, then again, it must have been the odd gene that took onto him. Yes, it must have been that. As after that, time passed by. It was 2 years later that the problem became evident. Naruto wasn't just lazy or aloof, he was lazy as a sloth. A sloth who was avoiding each and every possible way to join the Shinobi Academy now. Because the council, especially the elders, wanted him to because he was their last line of defense. And well, Hiruzen, he has begged Naruto, but Naruto hasn't joined yet. As currently Naruto was called inside the council chamber because the council wanted to listen to his reasoning. As Naruto sat down, after greeting them all, Danzo Shimura, as the meeting began, stood up and said, Naruto Uzumaki, you are not joining the shinobi forces. Why is that? It's simple. Because I don't want to be a shinobi. Why is it so hard to understand? It's because you are not a normal child, you see. You possess the Kyuubi no Yoko. You are its Jinchuriki, Danzo. Oh, hush now, Hiruzen. The boy needs to know this, said Koharu. Go on, Danzo. Ah. So what? So what? What it means is that you're our last line of defense in case there is a war ever that happens. Can I, step out of this job? I mean, who can volunteer to become the new Jinchuriki? I don't want to. As everyone's eyes widen and they begin to murmur, are you insane? This is the biggest honor that you can receive. Safeguarding a secret of the village. But people hate me for it. I mean, now I know why they call me a demon and nobody aside from the Ichirakus would have me. I mean, I didn't ask for this. I just want to live my life the way I want to. I don't want to be a shinobi. But you were the one chosen. Did I was consulted? Did I ask to be this? Danzo was shut up for the first time and had no logical explanation or reason to give to Naruto. If anything, it was the council, Konoha, or whoever sealed the biju within me that is responsible and should be here, not me. Look, with all due respect, the Kyuubi has never tried to harm me, at least. Not even tried to contact me, meaning that it respects me and my space, so I'm doing the same to it. Let's leave it at that. I mean, I'm the one holding back the Kyuubi, right? So let's keep it at that. And you all still have a lot of shinobi forces. And Gigi, you always talk about the history of Konoha and its battles. Tell me, when was the last time you ever did use the biju? Or the Jinchuriki? Hiruzen eyes widened as he rubbed his goatee. That's quite actually true. We never did. As the council began to murmur, but Danzo, seeing this, then stood up and said, enough! You think it's a joke? Hiruzen, this is important for the safety of Konoha. But Konoha never technically needed this safety. I mean, there has in the past been the use of the bijus by the other villages, and our shinobian men have been more than enough to stop them on their own. Isn't that right, Gigi? That is true. Then let me ask you this, Danzo-sama. Who is the one you can think of me as my replacement? I mean, I don't want to become this person, because nobody asked me to be the one to take this responsibility, and only decide. If you are so obsessed with this, why train the shinobis in general? Just train the Jinchuriki. Make a Jinchuriki who is willing to become one and train him. As Danzo had no counter to that, because it was true, and Konoha shinobi forces alongside the civilians were now left shocked as well as embarrassed and quiet. After that, Naruto was told to leave as he pleased, and so Naruto did. After returning to his apartment, Naruto laid down there and closed his eyes to sleep, only to wake up in front of a huge barred gate, standing on a grass field, as on the other side was the red eyes that opened in laziness and stared at him. Kyuubi was resting on his front paws while the tails flew behind him. During that meeting, you said something along the lines that I respect your boundaries and all that. Know this, that I do not like you or your boundaries. I am trapped here. But what you said is something commendable, Naruto Uzumaki. Look, I'm not trying to use you or your power. I don't even want to be a shinobi. I just want to live my life the way I want. Being a lazy sloth? Hey, it's my choice at least. I guess that is true. Well, this may be the most peaceful time I might have while being sealed inside someone. Yeah, might be true. Nice talking to ya. Maybe we should rest. Yes, maybe we both should. And so, Naruto got yanked out of his own mindscape and rested. After that, the council continued multiple times to get him back and try to make him into a shinobi, but Naruto with his logical questions, always wanted answers. Because he didn't want it to become one, then why? Until the council one day had enough. As Naruto reached at the age of 13, avoiding quite a long time, the council Danzo then stated, "What are you gonna do with your life? Because the staple soon is going to end. You're not going to be given any money from Konoha. You need to make your own source of income. What would you do then, Naruto?" "Well, don't you think it's time you give me my parents' heritage? You know, the QB is quite a nice talker. Since I respect him, he kinda respects me," and everyone face color drained. "What do you mean by that, Naruto?" "Well, it showed me a little bit of secret that my parents left behind. You want me to say their names?" Who are they?" "Minato Namikaze and Kushina Uzumaki." As Minato and Kushina's name once was said, as Hiruzen was shocked. "How did you know about them?" "Well, they left a part of their soul in the seal, so I kinda met them." You met both of them?" "Spirits of them. They told me they left me a lot of money, and the Uzumaki estate and all the properties of the Uzumakis kind of belong to me as well, so yeah. And I'm gonna get them." And the whole civilian council felt shell shock, because they realized they have now become someone who owes Naruto quite a lot of money that they might have embezzled and eaten, used, or as they have said to Naruto. So, Naruto now pretty much owned much of their properties and shops, because that is how Hiruzen compensated to Naruto. And Naruto just said to them, they can continue to live and work there on a small little bit of rent. Naruto had found the ultimate money glitch, and was kind of grateful that they did embezzle his parents' money, his heritage, because now he kind of owed them, and there was nothing they could do about it, because the papers were made, and Naruto was now the most important and yet the laziest person in Konoha. Well, this is how mostly his life was going on. People in the shadows were not quite pleased with it, and they wanted him for their own purposes, such as the Akatsuki. And so they approached Naruto, because they knew he was a lazy idiot, and they wanted to first humor him, and then maybe, if they get bored, or he gets, well, trapped in their talk, they would abduct him and, well, later on kill him. It was Obito who appeared next to Zetsu in front of him. "Naruto Uzumaki, you are quite a character, I must say." "Ah, thank you very much. And you yourself is quite a nice character, if I must say so myself." "Kid, what is it, Kurama?" "He is the person behind that attack. I can sense it. Feel it." "Ah, okay. You wanna handle this? Because I don't. You know he killed your parents, right?" "Really?" "Yes. He is the person who ripped me out of your mother, leading her to her death." Now this just got personal. They were expecting to talk, not something that was KCM to Naruto, who let Kyuubi use its rage and strength. And the Otsutsuki members, they were taken in by surprise and crushed brutally. Naruto had a huge gaping hole in his property, but two dead bodies were also there. Bodies of Obito and Zetsu, both killed. The remaining Otsutsuki members were shocked, and so was Konoha, as Naruto revealed to them that Kyuubi was the one to identify the masked person, who was Obito Uchiha, as the one who was behind the Konoha attack. So the people, after making sure that it was him and the mask was there, made sure that it was indeed what had happened, because Minato did testify before his death in front of Hiruzen that there was a masked person. The whole Konoha was taken by a shock, and so could be said for the Elemental Nation, but no more else than the Akatsuki. They were enraged. They did not know what they had lost. To them, two members were lost, but in reality, the whole Moon Eye plan was now foiled. They tried to attack, but Konoha, who was already on high alert, captured them one after the other. And since that happened, the Akatsuki was captured, and the plan was now in dead halt. Kaguya Otsutsuki, while being sealed in the moon, was observing this and has gotten way too much exhausted of waiting. Using her strength, she was able to use a karma seal, thanks to Zetsu being her will, to revive Zetsu and revive herself in it, becoming the new Kaguya, thanks to the Karma Seal, and appeared in front of Naruto Uzumaki because she knew he possessed the soul of Asura and could be the one to stop her. You, boy, are the reason that my son has failed to achieve what he should have, and I should have been freed and did not have to go through such lengths to achieve what was rightfully mine. Okay, weird lady, what do you mean by that? As Kaguya explained who she was and what was her purpose of being here, Naruto listened. Okay, so you're the rabbit goddess, Kaguya Otsutsuki, and you're here to take back your chakra after you had a quarrel with your sons at least 1,000 years ago? They betrayed me. Okay, if you put it like that, I guess. So, that's all good and all, and you can probably take your power back as well. Kid, what the hell are you saying? As Naruto then continued ignoring Kurama. But, what would you do after you get your power? Leave to where? I don't see why that's important. I will get my power back. I mean, for a purpose you need your power back, right? What would be that purpose? I mean, I want to know that. I mean, it was quite desperate that for 1,000 of years you tried to get it back, and then when your son failed, you came here yourself. Through different means. Kaguya was shell-shocked because she did not know what would she do after getting all that power. That is what my son was saying. All that power. For what? And I phrased it as if he was trying to question me and my authority. Look, I'm not judging you or questioning you. I'm just asking genuinely, what would you do? I mean, you can take your power. I mean, who's gonna stop you? You're the rabbit goddess and all that. Right? Yes. I mean, you did not even have to come here, but you did. That in itself says a lot. Why did you come to me, though? Well, you possess a part of my son's essence. His son, Asura's spirit, is within you. So I was here to see if you are the child of prophecy. But to me, you seem like someone who opened my eyes. I fought with my children because of a fear, because of power that I didn't need it. So you don't need the power? No, I don't need the power. With that, Kaguya left, wondering why would she need that power and why did she fight? Because those questions ate her consciousness. For thousands of years, she has wanted nothing more than revenge. Wanting to get back even. Wanting her powers back. What rightfully belonged to her. And now that she had everything in her grasp, she, after a few questions from a child, did not know what to do. And as for Naruto, he just went back to sleep. Time passed and Naruto was enjoying his life still. Hiruzen and the others were quite worried, and Naruto being near Hiruzen most of the time because, well, when he was bored of sitting alone, he would go to him, was asking some questions. Why are you so tense, Gigi? There might be a war between the other nations. There is a chance that the 4th Great Shinobi War might happen. Over what? That is what we're not aware of, or land or ego. Can you call for a Kage summit? And what are you gonna do with that? Just do it. I mean, I need to ask them a few questions. You know, a funny lady asked. I asked her a few questions and she told me that I did a good job. And she changed her ways. And so, the others arrived. And all of them were seated in a Kage summit. What is the meaning of this, Hiruzen Sarutobi? We told you we would see you at the battlefield, said Oniki. Oniki-sama, right? Tsuchikage of Iwagakure? Who are you, kid? Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, sir. You're his son? Yeah. Nice to meet you. You think this is funny? Look, I'm not here to threat you or anything. I mean, I can't even do that since I'm not basically even a shinobi. What? Yeah, I'm not even a shinobi. Look, sir, with all due respect, why? I mean, all of you. Why? Why what? Why do you want to start a war? Over what? Land? Ego? I mean, the people They always clash because of these two things, I guess. They all became quiet. Look, why don't you all just stay in your place and do what you do best? Or just, distribute territories. In this way, if anyone crosses the other one's territory, there would be some sanctions or something like along the lines of that. You want to rebuild a new system? Said the Iron Country's daimyo who was there. Yes, to be honest, it would be quite easy. And only those who have aggressed this would be the ones punished, not the entire population. And what about those? Just imagine, you start a war, you both nations fight, and then what? The people who don't even live in those nations will fight for them and just live in the area where the fight is going on because no rule in fighting in any other villages. What would happen to them? They shouldn't be there then. But they have been living there for more than enough years that we even existed. I mean, at least for me. The boy is right, said Mayta, the Mizukage from Kirigakure. War will only lead to more suffering. And why are we even fighting this war? Joining sides because of disagreements? If we disagree so much, then we better be left as isolated, taking a piece of land and only working in within those boundaries. Azoniki thought for a moment and said, "That is quite a good incentive, kid. I don't wish to agree with you, but I have to." But grandfather, look, Kurtasuchi, this is the best outcome. If we can't live with one another in peace, at least live in isolation so that the others don't try to get in. See, in this way, those poor people who live away from the villages and nearby the boundaries or borders, at least they could be safe. And so, after that, Naruto pretty much stopped the war and went back to being as he was, a lazy sloth who just rested and ate Konoha because they corrupted and ate his heritage. Now he ate back at them and enjoyed his life. As this is where I will be leaving the story of, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and follow me on my other channel as well. I know I pretty much left a bit out, like the Itachi and the other parts, because I just remembered them. This is, what happens with unscripted stories mostly, because to me, I never, kind of, aside from thinking about the title, think about anything. It's just freestyling. Anyways, I'm not just, glazing myself or anything. I'm just telling you guys. Enough said. Enough of me yapping. This is it for the day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.